Let's learn about molar gas volumes, how volume, moles and the number 24 are all linked. Roll that graphic. Hi, I'm Paul. This is Science That Sticks. In this session, I'm going to go through molar gas volume. And this is the idea that we are linking a volume to the number of moles of a substance to the number 24, because we're going to assume that all of these gases are at room temperature and room pressure. This session is for GCSE students. A-level students can use it as well and will find it useful, but it's mainly aimed at GCSE students. The equation that dominates this is volume in decimeters cubed times the number of moles, which is in mole, times decimeters cubed. Now the units don't tend to balance that much, or they don't make much sense, but it's not about the units, it's about the volume and the number of moles of a substance. Let's go through an example. Let's say that we're looking at the gas oxygen. Now oxygen exists as O2. To find out the number of moles in a mass, we obviously need to have its RFM, and the RFM is the sum of the relative atomic masses of oxygen. Oxygen on the periodic table is element number 8, and it happens to have a relative atomic mass of 16. There are 2 of them, so therefore it's 16 times 2. This means that the relative formula mass of oxygen is 32. Now let's see what volume would be present if we had, 64 grams of oxygen. Well, to find the volume of 64 grams of oxygen, you need another equation, one which has been done quite a bit, and that is moles equals the mass divided by the RFM. So if we're saying we've got 64 grams, we're going to divide it by the relative formula mass, which is 32. This means that we have 2 moles of gas in 64 grams of oxygen. But of course, you don't have grams of oxygen, you have a volume of oxygen. So how do you find out the volume? Well, we now know the number of moles in 64 grams, so we multiply it by 24. That will give us the volume of 64 grams of oxygen, and it turns out to be 48 decimeters cubed. And that's it. There's really nothing more to it than this, except perhaps rearranging it to find out other aspects of these 3 things. Now the chances are good, if you're going to be asked any questions, it will either be straightforward, calculate the volume, or calculate the number of moles. You're probably not going to be asked to remember 24 or calculate 24 or calculate the constant. So how do you do it? Well, you can rearrange it by using the techniques taught in mathematics, X the subject, or you can use a triangle where volume is on the top, and then you've got moles, and you multiply it by 24. And whatever it is that you want to use, you just simply cover up. So if you want volume, cover up the volume, moles times 24. If you want the number of moles, it's volume divided by 24. That's it. That's all there is for that. Until next time, stay cool. Bye for now.